Hi, I'm Jonathan Tessier, and we're back with another one of our Wellness Wisdom series, but it's a little different this time. We're here at our little cafe here, and we're going to be trying some protein. So how you doing, Rebecca?
I'm good. I'm back in my old kind of haunt, if you will, at 76 Sips. It feels pretty natural back here. It's kind of like no time has passed.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to try some different protein powders. Some I've tried, some I haven't. How about you? Are you a big protein powder guy?
I've tried a few of them, not all of them, so I'm definitely down to try some new ones.
Maybe we'll find your favorite.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Awesome. So, just to start, I want to give my background again. So I'm a nutritionist. I graduated from my nutrition program at IHN in 2019, and I did some practicing in between then and now. But now I'm the store manager of the Lindsay location, and also I get to do fun things like this with Jonathan once in a while. So yeah, let's try some protein powders. So, when you have had protein powder in the past, what kind of made you pick that up off the shelf?
So there were times where I was working out, so you got to work out. You need more protein in your body, so that's just natural kind of way you go.
Yeah, that's good. That's when often how a lot of people kind of come to try protein, and it's so important, especially when you want to build that muscle mass. That's kind of your building blocks of your muscle mass, so you want to be able to give your body that and see the results of what you're working so hard for in the gym. And your longevity, especially for women. I mean, men of course too. Maintaining that muscle mass is just so important long term. So cool. Okay, so the first one we've got is our Good Protein peanut butter. This one right here. This is a favorite already. I think we know we're gonna like this one.
Yep.
I haven't tried the peanut butter by itself yet, so we'll see. But I'm a big fan of the strawberry and the chocolate and the vanilla. So let's give it a try. I'm gonna find some cups actually.
Help you.
There we go. And we've got this one mixed with the silk coconut milk here. And anytime you're mixing up a protein powder, if this is something you haven't done before, one of these shaker cups is super helpful. One of the little frothers is even more helpful, with the little battery operated frothers. Or of course you can just give it kind of like a good whisk if you're just using what you've already got in your kitchen. But if you know it's something you're going to be doing long term, the shaker cups are really important. Just wash them out as soon as you finish.
Makes sense, yes.
There you go.
Okay. All right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah, it actually tastes pretty good.
I like that one. They do such a good job. It's so smooth. Their protein powders, I find, even mixed with water. We didn't have cold water this morning, so we went with milk, but even mixed with water, these ones do really well. What's great about them is they're like an all-in-one superfood protein powder.
Right.
So you can kind of use it as a meal replacement, maybe once or twice a day. And then protein content, so we've got per scoop, you have 21 grams of protein per scoop. Your 13 grams of carbs. Again, this is a meal replacement shake, so you want a little bit of those carbs in there. 7 grams of fiber and just 1 gram of sugar in here, which are great. Their notes about this one is it's a vegan shake, it's gluten-free as well, keto, made in Canada, which of course we love that too.
Yep.
What else did I want to
You say that it's a meal replacement. So what exactly does that mean? Like, I don't have to have dinner, I can just have this?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know about replacing dinner. That's something I would kind of work with a health professional on to see kind of what works best for you. But often, it can be like a really good snack, or, maybe like a breakfast or lunch replacement, depending if you're on kind of a weight loss protocol or something like that,
right.
What your goals are.
So if you're really don't have a lot of time in the morning, you need something to eat, you can take one of these.
Yes, and just so quick, so easy. You don't need a lot of time. You can even kind of throw it in your bag and have it on the go too. That's where these shaker cups are super helpful too. The one thing that's really cool about this is they've got like a probiotic and enzyme blend in there. Sometimes protein powders can just be difficult on our digestive system, and that's what I really love about certain companies. They're going to put some things in there to help that along. And it's just a single stream probiotic, but it's really nice to have that addition. Just a good general probiotic that helps with kind of, again, minimizing any digestive discomfort kind of thing. So another really awesome note about the Good Protein. I think this might be a favorite.
I think so.
Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to try the Botanica. So Botanica Perfect Protein. This is a really nice, simple vegan protein. And apart from the Good Protein, this one is not a meal replacement. It's really just like a protein shake. So we've got that right here. What's really nice about this is there's no pea protein in it.
Okay.
A lot of people have become sensitive to pea protein.
Right.
They're using it more and more as like an additive in foods, and just when that happens and we're exposed to things over and over, we can just become sensitive to it.
Right.
So that's what's nice about this. If you found that you are sensitive to pea protein, no pea protein in here, but still a really awesome vegan protein powder, and is a complete protein, which we can kind of talk about what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Go.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice and simple.
For sure. Yeah. Easily digestible for sure. Yeah.
The other thing I really like about this one is I'm a little bit of a little picky about stevia and like the types that they use. So
right.
They sweeten this with monk fruit, which is really nice, and I just find it to be a smoother sweetener. So, So the body needs about 20 different proteins or amino acids to function properly. And 9 of those amino acids are called essential amino acids. So we need to get those from diet. They aren't kind of produced naturally in the body. So that's what you're looking for in a protein powder, is that they have those 9 essential amino acids. That makes it a complete protein.
Right. So
that's where they work together. They put brown rice in there, quinoa and coconut, and then some vanilla and your monk fruit. So together, the quinoa and the brown rice, those 2 grains with the coconut, make a complete protein. So really important to look for that if you are investing in a protein powder. 20 grams of protein per scoop in your vanilla. 14 grams of carbs. It is a vegan, so there's some grains in there, so that's going to give you some of your carbs. 3 grams of fat, and then you've got 5 grams of sugar, 4 grams of fiber in there. So that's your breakdown for the Botanica protein. And just peeking at the chocolate, pretty similar. A little different, but similar for the most part. And the other thing I wanted to talk about, do you know how much protein you're supposed to have?
No idea.
There's a huge range. So the Health Canada says that the minimum amount of protein that we want to have in a day to maintain our muscle mass, so this isn't for building, that's not for athletes, is 0.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. But a lot of people stretch that much higher. But like a safe upper limit would be about 3.5 grams per kilogram of body weight, but that is a lot of protein to have in a day. And that would be, you'd be looking at an athlete or like a really endurance or strength trainer that way. And then older adults, you need a little bit more. I like to sit at the, 1.2 to 1.5 gram per kilogram. I'm not crazy active, but I am a pretty active person, and I definitely want to maintain my muscle mass. So that's kind of where I like to sit. But your minimum you're looking at is 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So you can kind of Google that and do that math and see if that works for you, and maybe creep yourself up a little bit higher than that kind of minimal maintenance dose.
Absolutely. So just one question. Is there a time where you can have too much protein?
So what you want to watch for is your kidney health. Sometimes having too much protein, if you have any kidney disease or weakness, that can make it a little bit more difficult, and you want to be mindful that way. But for most healthy people, you're unlikely to hit that too high amount of protein. Yeah. So let's mix up another one. What should we try first? So we've got our egg white protein, and then our Real Easy meal replacement.
We'll do Real Easy, sure.
Really perfect. All right. So this is, again, all-in-one shake similar to your Good Protein, which is awesome, and it's like a meal replacement too. One big difference about this one is the addition of the PGX. So PGX is a fiber, and that can help you just feel a lot more full. Really great for cholesterol, lowers cholesterol as well. So a couple wins there. But that's where this is really nice meal replacement. It makes you feel nice and full, like you've had a meal, which is really important. Feel satiated. So we'll mix this one. Maybe we'll do, not with that. So normally with this one, for a serving, you're going to do 2 scoops, but we're just doing a small amount. So I'm going to do 1 scoop in here.
Nice. And these come in multiple flavors, right? Not just chocolate or...
You got it, yeah. So you've got your strawberry, you've got your vanilla, and you've got your chocolate. They also have we're doing the whey version right now, the whey meal replacement, but they've got a vegan version as well, for those who need that too. And a difference there between like your vegan proteins and your whey protein whey is absorbed quite quickly, which is kind of nice, especially if you're doing that post-workout thing. It absorbs really well that way. A little bit more difficult to digest and absorb those vegan proteins, but that's where a lot of them have gotten smart, added some enzymes to help you along with that. So outside of the gym, some other people who often have kind of higher protein needs, or maybe specifically need protein powders in general, the elderly population is one. Often it's harder for them to digest like meat proteins. I know I've heard from a few that they kind of lose their appetite for meat, maybe, because they're not digesting it well. So that's another population where protein powders can be nice to maintain that muscle mass.
Nice.
All right. Yeah, I've never had that one. That's very good. Almost like a little milkshake.
Yeah, honestly,
Really good one, especially if you like blended some ice in there. So good.
For sure,
Yeah, so that's your real easy whey by natural factors. So your protein content in here is 25 grams per your 2 scoops for your serving. Your carbs are about 22. Again, it's a meal replacement, so you're going to have some carbs in there. You want some energy. Fat content is 7 grams and 4 grams of fiber as well. So again, that fiber is that PGX. It's going to keep you feeling pretty satiated. It's like, that.
Yeah, it's very tasty and lowers cholesterol, I believe, too. So
that's where the PGX so cool.
Yeah, for sure. Great tasting shake.
Actually, even my more favorite over the good protein. But keeping in mind, it's a whey one, so it's a little easier to get the flavors.
Fair enough.
All right. Okay, so last one is our egg white protein. So that's become a lot more popular, especially for those who are doing keto.
Right.
So we are going to do... This one's cool because you can bake with it as well. I mean, a lot of the protein powders actually you can bake with, but especially your egg white protein. So gotten really more popular with like keto, so really low carb, no sugar, and 1 gram of carb per scoop in each one of these.
Right.
And to build on what I was talking about, so we need 20 different proteins for our body to function. 9 of those are essential that we need to get from our diet. And then 3 of those are your branched chain amino acids, which are really great for kind of post-workout, all that kind of thing. And that's where the egg white protein powder is awesome. It's rich in your BCAAs. Nice. And this is a vanilla flavor. And then we've got chocolate and, like a chocolate and then an unflavored as well. So super versatile.
Okay.
Cheers. Yeah, pretty.
Very interesting. Yes.
They're definitely different than all of the other ones, which makes sense. And like froths pretty easily, as you would imagine with an egg. 24 grams of protein per scoop in here. You've got 1 gram of carbs, no sugar, no fat. So really a handy thing to have around.
So it seems like a lot of people might be intimidated by protein powders because there's a lot that go into it. But really, it's very simple and it's very just, putting powder and milk and something and mixing it together. That's all it is.
We're super simple. And sometimes there's a little trial and error, like what flavor do you like? What texture do you like? Do you tolerate the whey better? Do you tolerate the vegan better? So there's a little bit of trial and error that way, which is nice. Some protein powders have these little like sample packets, super handy, so you can give it a try without investing in the whole tub. But if there is one that doesn't have that, just ask our staff. A lot of us have tried different ones and we have really good feedback for you. So give it a go. Yeah, I know it's a very simple process. We have a lot of really great protein powders here at Joanne's place, and you can always come in and ask one of our associates for help, and they'll let you know which one will best suit your needs. So thanks for watching. We'll be back with another one soon. Thank you. Have a good day.